good one here, and eventually we will like, subscribe, share, help rank up my channel, help promote it. Thanks for viewing. I greatly appreciate any support. So this is one of my problems with the Snyder-Verse, and it's some news I've been looking at, I've been wanting to talk about, but I haven't gotten around to it. That Zack Snyder confirmed that the Snyder Cut of Justice League will shed light on Robin's death, and that's not the problem I have with it. I have a problem with the Robin it is, because I really want to see this. I would like to see this version of Batfleck or whatever, because they keep talking about he might get his own mini-series and all that. That'd be absolutely great, but I'd like to see their version of Robin. Unfortunately, their version of Robin wouldn't be Dick Grayson. This is a veteran Batman. Yeah, there might be a Robin in this world, but that's neither confirmed nor denied that I'm aware of. However, the Robin that did meet his demise was in fact Dick Grayson in this universe. And that's severely disappointing to me as a Nightwing fan. I've always wanted to see a live-action Nightwing movie or something. The closest we get is the Titan series, which has its own series of problems with it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Few things I absolutely don't agree with on there. The way they do Starfire on there, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the way they do Blackfire. I don't agree with the way they handle certain things and characters and story. However, I will say that their Dick Grayson over there is pretty decent. The Robin costume is awesome. The Nightwing costume looks good enough. We need to see more of it, and we will get more of it in Titan Season 3. But I'm going to go over this article real fast. So he is going to shed light on Robin. Among the things in Batman v Superman Never Explained was the bizarre reference to a fallen Robin in the Batcave. The costume was defaced by Joker, indicating the clown Prince of Crime murdered the plucky sidekick. Most fans assumed it would be Jason Todd. Naturally, that's what we'd all assume, right? Because Jason Todd is the Robin that got beat to death with a pipe by Joker, or a crowbar, I mean. But Zack Snyder admitted he flipped the narrative back in 2018. He did the Robin was actually Richard, with the assumption being that was Dick Grayson. So that is really disappointing. Even if the Snyder Cut proves to prevail and it proves to be really awesome, and it spawns this whole other universe, I'm very curious about, does this mean that in Snyder's verse, or his cut, that Dick Grayson just isn't around because he's dead and that's it? Maybe they'll show the death at some point if this expands into a larger universe or whatever under Snyder's vision. But are we going to see Dick Grayson come back as the Red Hood? Or in this version, would Dick Grayson not become the Red Hood at all and just become Nightwing and move on, resurrected by the Lazarus pit and all that? I'm very curious about what they would actually do with that. It would suck if he was just dead and there was no Red Hood, or there was no Nightwing, or if one of the other Robins went on to become Nightwing. Are there other Robins? I'm very curious to find out those things. But as you can see here, did you mean to say Jason Todd when asked which Robin is dead? David Ayers said Jason was dead in Suicide Squad. No, Dick Grayson, Zack Snyder. So there's some conflicting things there, unless Jason Todd is dead too. After confirming Dick Grayson was the Robin meant to meet his maker, Snyder responded to fans' query of it if he had any plans to dive deeper into the depth of Dick Grayson. Snyder answered a hint in JLA, as you can see below. Did you have plans to dive deeper into the background of Dick's death in your future movies? Maybe JL. Mr. Snyder, could you recommend any comics for me to read while I wait for the release of JL? A hint in JL. So he said there would be a hint of it in the Justice League movie. And I've heard that before. I've heard all kinds of things. But with this narrative, if he's going to keep this intact, and it's his vision, so he will keep it intact. I'm just curious about where it's going to lead, if anywhere at all. And it's really going to suck if he's just dead, dude. Just like permadeath. But by JL, we can safely guess he means his cut, which he swears by is the only vision he will recognize. It's said to be 4 hours long, leaving lots of room for character development, but it could get broken down into a mini-series with tons of supplemental material. The death of Robin will not only be hinted, but so will the infamous nightmare sequence that left moviegoers scratching their head. So, beyond all that, Snyder, he didn't really say anything. I mean, what they did with Jimmy Olsen in his cut wasn't really it. What they did with Jimmy Olsen, I thought that sucked. Turned him into a CIA agent that ate a bullet, and Superman's pal probably ate a bullet. Yeah. So what they did with a lot of characters in Snyder's version isn't something that I was fond of, but I am eager to see where he takes this vision of his, and I do actually think it's really awesome that fans got their way. But these are some of the reasons I don't like it, particularly the Dick Grayson Robin reason, the Jimmy Olsen reason. But back to Robin, you may be wondering who, if anybody, would have replaced Dick. Turns out Snyder had plans for that too, and his Robin was going to be a woman. Oh God, Carrie Kelly, borrowing from Frank Miller as Zack Snyder did so much, would have taken over for Dick Grayson somewhere down the line. How and when is uncertain, but Snyder said in another Vero response that's where he was headed. See, I don't like that stuff. I'm not fond of Carrie Kelly. I'm not fond of Dick Grayson being dead and replaced with Carrie Kelly. And if what Ayer said, then Jason Todd is also dead too. And is there any Red Hood? Did either one of these guys get to come back and be Red Hood? All that sucks. Because I really would like a Nightwing movie. I would like to have Red Hood in live action. We'll probably get that over on the Titans series. We'll have our live action Nightwing and our live action Red Hood when they get around to it. I really like the way they did Jason Todd over there. But Kelly actually appeared in Batman v Superman during the aforementioned nightmare scene. I did not notice that. During the nightmare sequence, a red-haired young Robin with distinctive goggles is seen helping Batman fight the parademons. The character shows up around 24-second mark, so I would have to look at this scene again to see that, but I didn't know that. Snyder had previously confirmed Kelly would take over the mantle of Robin back in 2018. And there's your confirmation. Also, Snyder thinks the live-action Dark Knight Returns adaptation, apart from the Batman v Superman has already done, is still possible. We may see once the Snyder Cut debuts on HBO Max. So there's a possibility you'll get an adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns. But I don't like all this stuff about Robin. Carrie Kelly's Robin, don't like her. Dick Grayson being dead, don't like it. Jason Todd being dead too, and nobody being Red Hood or nobody being Nightwing. And I wouldn't be happy with any of the other Robins going on to be Nightwing. So if Dick Grayson's dead and there's no Lazarus Pit resurrection, then all that sucks. And if Jason Todd's just dead and there's no Lazarus Pit resurrection that made him come back as Red Hood, all that sucks. This is the stuff about Snyder's vision that I'm not fond of, along with a lot of the other stuff. But I'll see it. I support this thing because it gives fans a chance to be heard in the future. And it's not like this is going to be the only Batman. We have the Matt Reeves Batman, which I'm actually less excited about than this one, because the race changed Catwoman and Jim Gordon, and I don't like the look of the Batmobile. I don't like the look of the Batman costume. And I don't know exactly, because the director talked about that it's so relatable to today's real life things going on today in real life. It just made it sound like it was going to be shoehorned with politics. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I'm not that hopeful for all this. But fortunately, that also means that my expectations aren't high. So when I do go into these things, I can have clear, critical thinking. Anyways, let me know what you think about all this. What do you think about the Dick Grayson being dead? What do you think about possibly Jason Todd being dead too? And what do you think about live-action Carrie Kelly alongside Batman? Do you prefer her over Dick Grayson or Jason Todd? Do you want to see a Red Hood and Nightwing in this Snyder-Verse? Or do you want this the way it is? I don't like the talk so far of what it is with Carrie Kelly joining Batman and the other Robins being dead. I don't like that stuff. I'm curious to hear other people's thoughts on that though. And what do you think about Jimmy Olsen biting the dust in that? Like, subscribe, share, leave your comments below. I know a lot of people are really passionate about that, and they don't like to hear anything negative expressed about the Snyder Cut. But I think you should keep a level head and admit that there are some things wrong with it, but there are also some things that are pretty cool about it. And maybe he'll fix all this. Maybe his vision is misleading in certain areas, and he's gonna change it. Who knows? I don't know. Nobody knows until we see the Snyder Cut on HBO Max. Fake Goodwin here. Eventually we will. Like, subscribe, share, and stay awesome.